Okay, welcome to another high quality Mackel production video. Just going to go over some of the gear here in the utility room so you have a record of it, and I can go over it with you when you guys come down. So these two grey boxes in the upper left corner, they're the main fuse boxes, main switches that are connected to the panels. So if you're ever doing any work on the panels or to the wiring, you need to turn them off, basically shut them down. These two here on the right of those, the black and the white one, they're the charge controllers. The outback is connected to the new panels up there, and the smaller Xantrex is connected to the older ones. Excuse me. So these basically control the amount of charge coming from the panels to the batteries. The black one especially is very sophisticated. It senses temperature and charge, and if the batteries, for example, are full, it'll shut them down so as not to overcharge the batteries. But you can read on there too, I'm not sure if you can see on this video, but the upper left on the black has in and below has out. In is what's coming in from the panels, out is what's a measure at the battery. So at the end of the day, you'll see when the sun's gone down, you can see how many volts are in the battery. This weekend, for the first time since last year, we had full charge, so the batteries are full. It's good news, 25.2 volts. So down below here, this is another circuit breaker I put in when I put the new panels. I've written on the board too, the PV1 and PV2, so it's the older panels and the newer panels. So this is between the connection between the panels and the batteries. So again, if you're doing any work on the panels or the wiring, you need to shut down the two main and also this one here to prevent any damage to the batteries or to the panels if you do a short circuit or something like that. So you shut those down. And then on the left here you have your basic house panel, which is what you'll have in your apartment. And like I say, this is all AC. So you've got your boiler, your washer, kitchen, second floor, water pump, etc. If I ever leave for more than a few days, I always turn the circuit breaker to the water pump and the shop, which is the barn, so it has its own circuit here. Turn those off just in case you forget. You leave the spigot running outside or something like that. It shuts it down just to keep it safe. Down here is the inverter. So this is basically what converts your DC power into AC for use of the house. Also you'll see a black cord running to the right here, goes in behind the water tank and up. And that is connected to the generator outside. So if you need to have the generator, you turn that on, you plug it in at that point there, and then you'll see the inverter turns on. So you're actually charging the batteries and running the power of the house. This has also got different settings on it for showing you what level of charge you're at, because there are three basic levels of charge to get the batteries full. That's bulk, absorption, and float. And they're basically three different timings that the charge, the current. So for bulk, for example, it has maximum current initially, and it gets for over a certain period of time, it switches over to absorption, reduces the amount of current, and then finally float. And so it has to go through all those three cycles to get full batteries. And lastly, the batteries down here. Okay, so these here batteries, like I said, are new. I've always had, when I lived here, the traditional golf cart batteries, which are what most people use in a small home. But these are AGM sealed batteries. So the difference is that with the golf cart batteries are like car batteries, where you have distilled water, and you would have to regularly check, like every couple of weeks, especially in the summer, add distilled water if the fluid level is down, and just make sure. And you'd have to equalize them as well, which I'll talk to you about. But with these sealed batteries, you don't have to do either. So There's no need to equalize them, and there's no fluid to check, or so that basically maintenance free batteries, and these were installed 2020. So yeah, I'm sure you'll have other questions, but I'll do a short video downstairs for you guys too. Hasta la vista.